Good day, viewers. This is BVI Channel 1, and we are live on Political Review. Today, the Election Petition Tribunal start hearing, and we're bringing you some of the updates as to what transpired during the hearing today in court. But before then, let us bring you some of the highlights of some of the things that we got from the courtroom today. From the security outside to the hearing courtroom. You need to sit back there and join us as we deliberate on some of the outcomes and what is expected from this tribunal. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the courtroom where the election petition matter will be taking place. These are some of the lawyers that will be arguing for or against. There are so many of them here. Senior advocates representing APC, the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former Vice President Atiku, and the president candidate of APC, Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi.
Can you hear me? Go and bring those chairs outside. Bring one. You have to bring my chair. Bring one. Put it in front. You have to bring my chair.
Bring one. This is where the tribunal chairman and other justices will be presiding from.
Hey, the only
This is the lawyer to Mr. Peter Obi, Professor of Law, Chief Awakazi, and this is Chief Mike Mzekome, the lawyer to also to Peter Obi.
Okay, this camera.
So you broke culture and drank wine yesterday. You cannot say no. You cannot.
That is it as we obtained it from the courtroom today as the Presidential Election Tribunal hearing commenced. And I just have to bring you highlights of what transpired in court as the court was called up, the case was called up. David Lalong, who is the governor of Plateau State, stood up to represent the INEC announced president-select, as I normally call him. So he stood up to represent Tinubu at the tribunal today, but the judge said that the governor of Plateau State, Lalong, cannot stand in for Tinubu because Tinubu is not an institution, it's not an organization that he can represent at the tribunal. So, although Lalong actually pleaded that he should now stand in for APC, then during the court proceeding, the presidential candidate of Labour Party was seen along other highly placed lawyers representing him. You can also see Michael Ezekwesili's son. So he is there with other lawyers to defend Peter Obi's case, or to stand in for Peter Obi, as the case might be. So Peter Obi coming in had good greetings with the lawyers, cutting across board. As a unifier, he was seen chanting, exchanging pleasantry with legal counsels of all the presidential candidates that were represented in the case. Okay. Now, ultimately, the case was actually adjourned till Wednesday for hearing. Yes, the case was adjourned, and it's expected that those who are part of the case, I mean, the parties involved in the case, are expected to go through all their witness and get prepared for proper hearing come Wednesday. And as well, you can also be informed that PDP's petition was also adjourned for tomorrow for hearing. So, with respect to that of Osun State, the Supreme Court will be delivering its judgment tomorrow. So that's the update with respect to election tribunal, particularly that of the presidential election. This is a live update. I'm going to do a very short interactive section as I'll be bringing in some of our team of analysts who will be joining me on this program to air their opinion regarding the issue on ground. We already have Henry joining us from Warri. Hello, Henry. Good evening and welcome to the program today.
Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right. Very quickly, tell us what's your opinion regarding today's sitting and what is your expectation from the overall tribunal, particularly the presidential election tribunal. What is your expectation? Can you hear
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the whole scenario with, what should I say, a cautious optimism. All I'm saying is that I'm looking at the end game. Do you understand? So it's my wish that everybody of the bench does not look at the technicalities, but to focus on the substance of the matter. Thank God they've started today, and they've been able to one case, which from Action Alliance.
Okay.
So they've withdrawn their petition. So people will have the day, people have tomorrow. So let us just keep our fingers crossed and just hope that the learned men of the jury will do justice to the substance of the matter, not on technicality. So we keep our fingers crossed.
All right. Thank you very much, Henry. Although at some point it seems that we lost you. Your voice was very low, but we hope you can hear us now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, but we can't hear you properly, but we hope that it's going to get better. All right, it's okay. We've gotten it right. Now, talking about the issue of 25% and that of the eligibility, and of course, we've talked about the dual citizenship. Which among them do you think will enable or give Peter Obi a strong ground to recover his mandate?
I want to start from the issue of 25% affirmation.
Okay.
All of us know that there's a precedence to this. I think sometime in that court case, Buhari versus Obasanjo, around 2003 or so, issue of 25%. The learned men of the jury were able to dispense of that case. All of us know that they stated and on quote that it is not mandatory to win Abuja, but 25% affirmation is sacrosanct. Do you hear me?
Yeah, of course. I'm hearing you. Go ahead, and the world can hear you as well.
They were able to decipher that 25% is not a must you must win Abuja, but 25% affirmation is cast in stone. So based on that angle, I know P2B have substantial evidence and opportunity. Do you understand? To get back his mandate. That is one. Then the other second one, what was it about? The second point.
The second point is about the eligibility, talking about his drug-related case to disqualify him from contesting in the first instance.
But no, there's a twist about this one, because there's a law that says that you mustn't, that 25%, that eligibility. Hello? That if you have a case that is beyond 10 years, then if any case you have, be it this thing and any indictment that is beyond 10 years, that person is eligible to recontest. So I wouldn't want to preempt the learned men of jury. So I will exert restraint on that one, see how we go from there, because there's a situation is the position of the constitution on that aspect. So let us play the waiting game and see how the men of jury will look at the substance of the matter. But where I know so well that Obi has a clear case against Tinubu is not on the 25% affirmation. It's very visible even to the blind, and there's no way. In fact, it's not escapable for them. There's no way they'll bend the law on their head to accommodate Tinubu on that one.
Okay. You're rooting in for the 25% as the greatest chance of P2B recovering that mandate. But on the second thought, some people have on the argument that if that situation stands and Tinubu is now, or the election is now annulled based on the fact that Tinubu was announced as president-elect by INEC without meeting up with the 25%. That means a runoff will be declared, and in that case, P2B will be out because, as announced by INEC, he came third, and the rerun only have provision for first and second. What can you make of it?
Mr. Chair, can you hear me?
Go on, we can hear you. Everyone can hear you.
It's very surprising that some of us that always claim that we're obedient, we are not conversant with the prayers of the content of Obi's petition. I don't want to dissipate energy on this eligibility or whether Tinubu is qualified or not. We have a greater deal which we are supposed to focus on, which is Shetima's, Tinubu's deputy ineligibility. That is one area I know after 25% Obi will score Tinubu on a high. Shetima, advertently or inadvertently, was nominated twice. He was going for Senate and at the same time positioning for presidency. So that was what happened to David Lyon. Oh, no, sorry. This what for me is a clear pathway.
The Senate president, you mean?
No, I mean Shetima.
I know
Tinubu's deputy.
You're talking about an instance where someone has already been on another ticket and is running an election, like the Senate President Lawan that had run for presidential candidacy and failed, then quickly switched to the Senate. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that one is part of the thing. But what I'm saying is that Shetima, the current Tinubu VP, had double nomination, which is against the law. Do you get my point?
Yeah, he's on double ballot.
That one, you see that one, and this 25% information are the most critical components of P2B's petition. Outside all this Tinubu ineligibility, Tinubu is a dual citizen, Tinubu is a drug baron. All those things are in retrospect. That Tinubu case has been dismissed in Nigeria, and I want to tell us, UK or US, they don't have jurisdiction over Nigeria. Nigeria is a sovereign state. So let us look at a clearer pathway. So for me, this Shetima Dobi's nomination and 25% information and in federal capital plus evidences on the IREV is enough to give you to be victim. Not even this Tinubu drug case or ineligibility or school certificate standard. So let's focus on our strength and amplify it than wasting our time and dissipating energy on things we know we cannot get any pathway. So that's my take.
Okay, I think your take is really understandable, and we are going to quickly switch back again for a highlight. In case you're just joining, this is BVI Channel 1, and we are deliberating on the outcome of today's court hearing, talking about the presidential election petition or election tribunal. All right, so we heard it that the case was the hearing was adjourned till Wednesday, and we are expecting the hearing to commence in earnest on Wednesday. Then we are now deliberating on the chances Peter Obi have to, get back his mandate. We have our analyst Henry reaching in from Warri. He had made his own view. He has pointed out his own opinion. We expect you to also join in the conversation by calling our number 081045455533 to join the conversation, okay, to make your opinion known. What do you think about this case? Do you expect anything positive to come out of it? You call the numbers or you drop it on the comment section, because we'll be going to the comment section to take your own comments as it is coming in. But briefly, let us still go back to the highlight of what we got from inside the court today. And when I come back, we'll continue on this program. Stay tuned.
This is the courtroom where the election petition matter will be taking place. These are some of the lawyers that will be arguing for or against. There are so many of them here. Senior advocates representing APC, the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and the president candidate of APC, Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi.
Can you hear me? Go and bring those chairs outside. Bring one. I have to bring my chair. Bring one. Put it in front. You have to bring my chair.
Bring one. This is where the tribunal chairman and other justices will be presiding
Hey, the only bala.
This is lawyer to Mr. Peter Obi, professor of law, Chief Awakazi, and this is Chief Mike Zekome, the lawyer to also to Peter Obi.
Okay, this camera.
Hello, are we still live?
So you broke culture and drank wine yesterday. You cannot say no. You cannot.
All right, that is it. That is the update as it's coming in from the court today. And we are still live on the program, Political Review, talking about we're still talking about the election petition tribunal that is ongoing in court. And we have Henry joining us virtually through WhatsApp. Henry, with respect to what we've said so far, you've talked about the 25% and the eligibility of Shetima, which could also disqualify Tinubu from contesting the election. We've seen that situation. What's your reaction on INEC claiming that Tinubu actually won 25%, and as well coming up with the argument that it is not mandatory? What is your opinion on that?
This is the courtroom where the election petition matter will be taking place. These are some of the lawyers that will be arguing for against. There are so many of them here, senior advocates representing APC, the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and the presidential candidate of APC, Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Go and bring those chairs outside. Bring one. You have to bring my chair. Bring one. Put it in front. You have to bring my chair.
Bring one. This is where the tribunal chairman and other justices will be presiding from.
Hey, the only
This is the lawyer to Mr. Peter Obi, Professor of Law, Chief Awakazi, and this is Chief Mike Ozekome, the lawyer to also to Peter Obi.
Sorry about that mix-up. We had a power outage and we have to switch over. We are still on the program, Political Review. We're talking about the outcome of today's court hearing, which commenced today. The presidential election petition was scheduled to commence hearing today. And bringing you the updates as what transpired in court. The court adjourned till Wednesday for hearing of that of the petition by Peter Obi, and as well we have the PDP presidential candidate petition article also adjourned till tomorrow. We have Henry joining us from Warri, and also who just joined us there, that is Queen Madu, just joined us from Lagos. Hello, Queen. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. What is your take on the happenings on the development concerning the court hearing today? Be very brief.
Oh, well, it was adjourned.
Yeah. So, what's your expectation?
I was a little bit disappointed because I just felt like they're doing all these things so that the man of the moment, or whatever I will call him now, or the swearing in or actually will take place, because I don't know the reason why they should have adjourned the hearing. So I'm disappointed. That's what I would say.
Okay. Do you have anything that you believe that P2B has a strong case to recover the mandate? Do you have any hope? Or are you
Yes,
completely...
I do, because he's not actually against the fact that he won the election or something. He's actually challenging the process. He's not challenging the victory. So it's actually a personal, because we saw the evidence. We are not blind. That election was like the worst election ever held in Nigeria. So I think he has a very good case. If our judiciary system will have integrity for one, I think he has a very good case. He's not actually challenging the victory, he's challenging the process. So if the process is right, fine, but the process is not right, then we need a re-election.
Okay, you say that it is challenging the process.
Yes, that is what he's challenging. He's not challenging the victory.
And not the outcome.
Yeah,
I think he's challenging the both. I think he's challenging the both that he actually won the election, and as well the process that produced the president as announced. Okay. All right, Henry, quickly, let us quickly highlight on that of the 25% which you've talked about, and the possibility of a rerun. Do you think that P2B will be on the ballot for rerun if the election is annulled, based on the ground of 25%? Because Atiku himself didn't get 25%.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Go on.
The whole scenario is self-explanatory. As per the 25% affirmation, it's very audible and to the deaf and visible to the blind that neither Messias Atiku nor Tinubu was able to get to Ghana 25% in Abuja. So if we get to the level of annulling the election based on 25%, the three of them will be enrolled again to actually go for a rerun. Do you understand? That's why I said that for me, why people are happy on the 25%, I will look at all of us to take a holistic look at that Shetima double nomination, because that's where Obi is praying for the tribunal to nullify and to qualify Tinubu candidature from the get-go, so that per rerun, you don't partake in the election. Do you get my point?
Okay, so if the tribunal declares that Tinubu's candidacy and ticket with Shetima is disqualified, then
yes,
it gives P2B a chance of a rerun. But P2B is saying that he won the election. Couldn't is it there not the possibility of him being declared the winner? We saw that happen in Imo State, where someone that come third or fourth was declared the winner at the Supreme Court. You see that happening at the presidential election if Tinubu is disqualified. And talking about the election proper, the results that were mutilated, the whole process, just like when Umando acknowledged that the process was in shambles, the whole result, you saw it was completely mutilated. People saw how we have just some kind of, atrocities in the name of election. So if that is the case, P2B is going in for the kill, which is to recover his stolen mandate. He said he won the election and he can prove it. He has the evidence. So do you have confidence that he's going to be able to do that? Do you think he can muster enough evidence?
Mr. Chinedu, like I keep telling us earlier, the evidences from P2B's team are very incontrovertible. Tinubu has no escape route. But my fear once again is this, because I'm looking at the antecedents historically. Supreme Court has never overturned any presidential election. And it is to my wish they will start with P2B's petition. That one aside, what I would not want P2B team to do is this, because already INEC has created banana pay for P2B, because Peter Obi's team wanted to have the access to 21 states. But INEC, one way or the other, because of their bias and trying to cover up the part they played in the robbery, was able to allow them 3 states. So look at the fear and my position on this. Is put a big team able to muster enough evidence to substantiate their claim that they won the election, because in law courts, they don't deal on emotions. They look at the substance of the matter based on evidence on ground. Evidence-wise, it's all over the places. They have it, but can Labour team organize it in a thought out, premeditated manner that there will be no way this 5-man panel will look at it and say, oh no, look at this at least weak point. Because of this thing, you are not able to establish your claim. So therefore, out of the calendar, you are out of it. So that's my prayer. They should tie all the loose end, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, so that when the case start proper by Wednesday, because today was substantially pre-hearing, Tinubu will be on the same side, because the onus is on them to now prove all those allegations will be laid. So we have 5 prayer points. They understand. I've looked at all of them critically, and I can tell you, just like I told you before, the issue of 25%, the issue of Chetima double nomination, and the election proper. Obi them should go, because just like today, I saw a caption where they were saying that Obi, and it's already clear, if go to either Obi won River State, Obi got 900 in Lagos, and Tinubu scored 50, but everything was suppressed. So they should gather all these evidences as much as possible and use these 3 major points and knock out Tinubu technically. If you are wasting your time going for eligibility, that Tinubu was a dog baron or Tinubu was this or that, they will tell you, do you know, sometime in the past, this drug issue has been dispensed on. Do you understand? If this is a certificate issue, even drug issue, this drug issue happened in 1991 in Chicago. Do you hear me? This drug issue happened in 1991 in Chicago. The certificate issue happened when he was governor. Let's say all these things were entertained in Nigeria. We know how it ended. So trying to resurrect it now, for me, is a waste of time. Focus on the major. Do you understand? A minor on the minor, so that you'll be able to have your way. All these 5 prayers, look at the 3 ones you have strong opportunity. I want Team Tinubu to go for outright disqualification of Tinubu because of Shetima. The evidences are there. Shetima was gunning for this thing, senatorial. Do you understand? On the same time, on the 14th, he asked for withdrawal. The following day, it's not even within a day interval, he accepted nomination, which is in the face of law, double nomination. So why are we have all these things? Do you understand? Instead of it, we are now focusing on trying to resuscitate dead and buried, should I say, scandal. You know that some of the judges will look at your face and tell you, boy, this thing has passed 10 years, therefore it doesn't hold water.
Well, Henry.
Do you get my point?
Yeah, we got your point. But talking about the Chetima story, you mentioned that you made a request for a withdrawal, and then he now stood in to be nominated as the vice presidential candidate of APC. Now, when we talk about this double nomination, is it clearly double nomination or on the ground that you can't run for 2 positions, elective positions? You can't run for 2 elective positions within 1 electoral calendar year, according to the new electoral law.
That's the position of the electoral law, and equally even some major part of the constitution. Though I don't have the specifics, do you understand? But I can tell you, the law is very clear on that. There's no way you have a double nomination. If you are going for sale, forget what happened with Shetima and these people, the other guy, Ababio and this guy.
Ababio did it. Dave Umai did it. Lawan did it. You know, a whole lot of them did that to, some of them contested for presidency. At the primaries, they failed. They switched over to contest for Senate, and they said maybe someone did some kind of substitutions for them. Like even some Labour Party candidates like Victor in Anambra State actually did it. He contested under Apoga. He failed to get their ticket after the primaries. He switched over to Labour and he was given ticket to run. And today he is senator-elect. Now, all of this, is there some, do you think that there are some technicalities that can knock them all off, or some technicalities that can sustain them without this electoral law being put into use in terms of double nomination? Now, let me also make it clear to you and our viewers that the provision of the electoral law stated clearly the procedure, how you could, withdraw and also switch in for any possible renomination. It is a party thing. For instance, that of Umai, they have gone to court, although there are cases of intimidations and all of those, those kind of buying of judgment and the rest of them. We understood that in Ebonyi State, Dave Umai, after running for presidential, he now asked his brother who ran for the Senate he actually allowed the brother to hold the ticket. He contested by proxy through his brother to hold the ticket for him for the Senate in case he fails at the presidential election. And according to the provision, they said, okay, the procedure is that if someone is there and that person willingly withdraws from the race, that the party can now conduct a fresh primary, which will now bring in a new candidate for the party. And that's exactly the game Dave Umai played on his part. I don't know about Abu, how he did his own, and that of Lawan. Lawan's own was completely a horse, because the man that won the very Senate ticket for APC in his constituency refused to willingly withdraw. So they had to go and conduct another separate primaries, which now declared Lawan as a candidate for APC running for Senate for that constituency. And ultimately, we knew what followed along. So all of this drama that is happening, what is your take? Do you think that this technicality might also affect that of Shettima, where they will say he didn't actually run, he withdrew willingly from that senatorial ticket? So your opinion,
Mr. Chinedu, permit me if I'm wrong. These two different scenarios, they are not the same, because if you look at Messias Lawal and even Omahi, ab initio they had placeholders, so it was just easy for them to use through their party apparatus to tell the placeholder to step aside. So, but unfortunately for Lawan, the placeholder didn't want to kowtow to the party supremacy. So when they go to court, what the Supreme Court did was that party is the internal affairs of the party. Party have primacy over individual interest. That's what court will also tell you. But in Shettima's case, Shettima accepted nomination as a candidature for Senate. Instead of disavowing that acceptance, you didn't even declare yourself, because I bet another person finished and withdrawn from presidential before they focused on senatorial. But you accepted senatorial nomination. You've not even written INEC to say, look, I'm finally handing over. You accepted the one with left, accepted the one the second time. I now went to write INEC and now backdated the date that you get my check. You go and check the whatever transpired on it, Shettima. You see that Obi has a very strong case when it comes to Shettima. And believe you me, that Shettima angle and 25% is very inescapable for Team Tinubu. That I can assure you. Though we can still grab one or two from this ineligibility or draw case or whatever, but I would want Team P to focus on 3 lines. Martin, 25% affirmation, which is that one is very glaring, and the issues of election, because when it comes to substance of the election, what they are going to be doing is this: if Team P2B is able to establish a case using River State as a case study, because if you go to IREF today, me, I did it on my own. Doing that, if you go to INEC website, INECelect.nigeria.org, all these are put in public glare. Do you know even today, INEC has only succeeded in uploading 94% of the election. The remaining 9,000 votes are not accounted for. They don't know the result. They don't know where it is. They're looking for it. They're even confused on how to reconcile what is on IREF or manual. So, based on that, Obi should, as much as possible, use the result of River State to extrapolate. What I mean is that use River State results, the issues that happen in Lagos, the issues that happen in Bayelsa and all over the places. I learned recently that Obi won Benue and Plateau convincingly. So use those things. They call it extrapolation in law. Say if, because ab initio we wanted INEC to respond to us on 21 states, they frustrated us. They put banana appeals. They renewed results to 3 states. Based on the evidences I put on ground, I want this court to grant us more. I said, let's go and get 21 state result and compare. Based on this, look at the result I got from my agents. Will this thing declare me victor compared with a 5% affirmation as well as this Shetima nomination? This is the ground norm of any potent petition I know P2B will do in that tribunal, and that is where the cross of his win or getting by his mandate will come from. Not all this Tinubu drug that double. It's not like one of the study is the double citizen and all whatnot. So let's focus. Let's major on the major and focus less on the minor, so that we'll be able to tie the loose end. So that, you know, one thing about justice is that when you are fighting here and there, at the end of the day, you are punching in the moon. At the end of the day, you are nowhere. So select your 3 strong points, because what the judges are going to be doing is this: they'll be going to be checking it out until they now remain the 3 or 1 major one they wish to have a very strong case against Tinubu. So this is my take. How I wish that Team P2B would do so much that you don't give the court any room for technicality, because those guys now, they don't have much on ground. Messias INEC and Messias Tinubu are on the same page already, which Mr. P2B and it is supposed to turn as a plot, because INEC is not supposed to be biased. They're supposed to be a neutral empire. So it's very disgusting when you see INEC now coming to say that P2B didn't meet a fight. All those things supporting APC. So these are the angles I expect Labour Party to hit the nail on the head, so that at the end of the day, the men of the jury will not have any option than to bow to supremacy of the argument and allow P2B victory. That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Henry, for that wonderful analysis on the issue before the tribunal. And we are still live on Political Review. I'm going to quickly take some of the commentaries and also acknowledge those who are watching across the world. We are going to, quickly take only commentaries that are really very relevant to what we're discussing tonight. We thank some of the people who are here: Moses Ukwengia, Alfred Williams, Godwin Aaron. We thank you so much for having confidence in what we do on this platform. We also want to use this opportunity to inform you that if you are not yet subscribed on this channel, please click on the subscription button, because it is free. And we are building a powerful community where we tell the truth undiluted, because it is the truth that will deliver Nigerians and free them from bad governance. All right, we also have Godwin Aaron, we have Frank Martinez, Richmore. We appreciate every one of you watching from everywhere. Mario White James, we appreciate you, every one of you, putting in your support and confidence in recovering the mandate of the people. All right, we thank Richard Don. We thank you, Nkirong. We thank every one of you. Those of you who can pray, keep praying. Those of you who have insight, keep bringing it up, so that Nigerians who are well informed will be able to stand strong and recover the mandate. We also acknowledge Francis Onukua. We also have Godwin Une, Funny Laughs, Sylvester Adim. We also acknowledge Mr. Rock. We also acknowledge Oji Obiageli Veronica. We acknowledge every one of you who had participated in this program through your commentaries and also our team of analysts. We have Queen, Mado, and Henry. At this point, we are wrapping it up, and we thank you, Henry, for joining us in this program. We hope to have you back again on the program. You stay connected, and we are going to start a new program that will interest every one of you very soon. Okay, I'm making that announcement as we're wrapping up. Hello, Henry. Give us your closing remark while we wrap it up quickly. Are you there, Henry?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Just give us your closing remark briefly, just briefly.
Okay, yeah, in a nutshell, what I'm advocating for the obedience is that there are this margin that says that all the battles are won in the spiritual before the physical. So the dark forces working together to undermine the new Nigeria that is possible, they are looming large. It's not something you just sit down and think is very physical. So we should be more prayerful, commit to God. But then I like what Peter Obi himself is doing as the ringleader. There's only a cold war of inertia and war of nerves. Obi has been putting up a brave face. Today he was in court. When he got to the court, what he did was to go and shake all the opposition lawyers. If you go and watch the footage, he shake Ozekeme, he shake Ewole Olanipokun. What he's trying to do is to have a moral and psychological beat upon them. So that's what I want all obedience to be carrying themselves going forward. Be strong like Peter, put up strong face, believe in God. In the fullness of time, it will happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Henry. God bless you. And to you watching, God bless you too. And I tell you, we will be launching a new program that we call Deep Failing, where we will be unleashing some of the personal issues that affect us as a people at the family level, our relationship with our people, our relationship with our families, our relationship with our entire society, our business, your workplace, and the rest of them. That deep feeling, you have to release it here so that we'll find solution to it, because problem shared is half solved. Okay, so you'll be joining us on that program as we'll be unleashing it this week on our live program. You can also reach out to us privately to relay your story, record it, you can send it across, where we bring you some of the solutions, because it has come to our notice, my notice particularly, that we cannot have a better society if the family value, the family structure, or individuals are battered, because the nucleus, the soul of every society starts with the family. So you join us on that program, be part of it, and I can tell you it will be an eye-opener and well enlightening, where we'll be solving problems that have defied solution. I'm Asu Chinedu Peters on this note, signing out on this program. Stay connected, stay safe, and I want to tell you and plead with you, please support what we do. We need your support. You can click on the donation button there to put in your widow's mite to support. Our operation is really, really biting, and we appeal for your assistance in keeping this platform alive, because we serve public interest and we are risking everything to do that, to speak the truth without fear. We have your support to keep us going. On this note, I'm signing out. Stay connected at all times till I come back on this program or other programs. Stay safe. Bye-bye.